What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about some of our favorite stocks and some huge news that just happened today for them. All right, so the first thing you guys need to note is the stocks we're talking about are, of course, well, Sundial being one of them, right? Sundial Growers just completed their acquisition of Alcana, and this is absolutely huge news for one key reason, right? Sundial, now that they've completed this acquisition, is now the largest private sector cannabis and liquor retailer in Canada. So absolutely monumental news. This is obviously very good for Sundial stock. You can see it's not quite being reflected in the price at the moment. In fact, we're down about 1.7% today, though we did catch ourselves earlier at the 70-cent support level. So hopefully that will maintain itself. Now, this is understandable. If you look over the past 30 days, we've already had a big run up. We're now experiencing a little pullback. And obviously, a lot of people may have been buying in anticipation of really good earnings results, which those got delayed until the 14th. So it's understandable that the stock is slumping a little bit, right? We also got to talk about the breakdown of Sundial and Alcana now, right? So they're obviously, as that article was just explaining, the largest cannabis retail network in Canada with more than 180 locations. A lot of that is due to the fact that Alcana owned Nova Cannabis, okay? They had a 63% equity ownership of Nova Cannabis. Now Sundial actually owns those shares in Nova. So they've added Nova's 78 cannabis retail locations to their portfolio. So really good stuff. Now, the breakdown of Sundial and Nova Cannabis, or of Sundial and Alcana, as it stands now, there are additional shares of Sundial stock, right? A lot of the transaction that was done to obtain Alcana, make it a part of Sundial, was done by moving shares into Alcana shareholders' hands, right? They essentially gave out shares of Sundial as part of this offering. So now there are 2.4 billion Sundial shares outstanding, 86.6% of which were already existing Sundial shareholders. 13.4% are new shareholders, right? They're the Alcana shareholders who gained shares of Sundial. So all in all, that's actually a decent amount of new shareholders. It's about 10, it's a little over 10% of the existing shareholders are completely new people. It'll be interesting to see how many of them stick around, how many of them decide to hold on to those Sundial shares, potentially buy more, and how many decide to end up selling those shares, just taking the cash, in addition to the cash that they've already gotten as part of the deal. It'll be really interesting over the next couple of days to see how that plays out. Now, obviously, the earnings call could have a lot to do with it. A lot of people may be deciding to wait for the earnings call and to see how that goes, to see what their future growth projections are like. But regardless, we're looking at a really good situation for Sundial. And there are a couple of things that are leading me to believe this. First off, you can see the short interest, right? We'll talk a little bit about the short interest and then some of the catalysts that I think could be moving Sundial quite a bit higher. Now, if you've noticed over the past couple of days, Sundial has actually been running up quite a bit. Over the past week or two, we've had some really good moves with Sundial. But what's notable is that short interest has actually been increasing this whole time, which is different from what it's been doing over the past couple of months. You can see typically this green line, the short interest, is actually shrinking over the past couple of months. A lot of people have been exiting their Sundial positions, trying to get out of the stock potentially before it runs up massively. And right here, you're seeing what I think are some of the greediest shorts, right? Some of the shorts who are so indoctrinated in the belief that, these stocks that have been moving down for over a year now at this point, a lot of these stocks have been moving down, that all they can do is move down. A lot of those people who believe that are doubling down on their short positions. We've actually got an increase from the lows of 231 million shorts to over 252 million, about 20 million additional shares short of Sundial. So a lot of people have actually come in and decided to short the stock over the past week or two. And, I think those are the greediest shorts. I think that they're probably going to be the ones who end up getting pushed out the hardest, right? I think that those shorts are probably entering at one of the worst times to be getting in Sundial, right? We're finally starting to turn around. I don't think we're moving down in massive ways from this point onwards. We've got a lot of good catalysts coming for us. We just became the largest private network cannabis and liquor retailer in Canada. I think that also the earnings call is probably going to have some fairly good news, right? Obviously, there could be some news about slowing growth due to rising fertilizer costs and whatnot. Those will most likely be temporary as long as supply chains end up fixing themselves out over the next couple of months. Hopefully that won't be too big of a deal for Sundial, but that's something to watch out for potentially. Maybe some shorts are banking on that. It doesn't seem like a good bet to me, though, because we're currently experiencing a lot of pressure for federal cannabis legalization in the United States. So the U.S. government is currently working on a bill in the House, the MORE Act, and it seems like that bill has a pretty good shot of at least getting passed through the House, likely getting passed through the Senate. A lot of politicians at the moment are currently putting in some amendments, right? They're adding in their 2 cents, saying what they want to be in the bill. And, that's just how the government works. So we're going to see what happens with that. But overall, it seems like we're entering a time that's probably going to be very good, not just for sundial stock, but good for a lot of growth stocks, right? A lot of stocks, not just cannabis stocks, not just meme stocks like AMC and GameStop, which have also been rising pretty dramatically over the past couple of weeks, but just stocks in general, right? The market overall has been rising pretty dramatically. Right now, we are, over the past couple of days, experiencing a minor pullback in not just sundial, but the overall market. So completely understandable. But I think that people are getting to be a little bit done with all the pain that we've seen. If you look over the past year, in especially smaller market cap stocks, right? Back in November, we were fairly high. We were around 244 in the Russells right here. And we are now down about 15%, even after this most recent rally. At the lows, we were down more than 20%, down 23% in the Russells. And once again, these stocks are not even the smallest of smallest market cap stocks. I think that a lot of stocks have a lot higher to go. A lot of stocks have been crushed. Shorts have been getting a pretty good deal over the past couple of months, right? They've been making money hand over fist. I think that the shorts that we see entering sundial and these other stocks now are probably not going to be rewarded how they have been in the past. I think this is probably, if not the very end, we're very close to the very end of all of these stocks moving down dramatically. I think that we're about to enter up a pretty big growth phase, right? We've been in this downwards moving phase of stocks, of especially growth stocks, for the past many months, about a year. It's been since AMC and Sundial and a lot of the others in GameStop topped out at some of their highs. And I think that we're finally getting ready to put aside a lot of the fear, a lot of the uncertainty and doubt that people have regarding the markets. We're finally starting to ignore some of the bad news, such as what's going on in Russia and Ukraine, and not focus and obsess on it so much. We're actually starting to think about some of the positive catalysts that could be moving stocks up, right? Specifically with these cannabis stocks, you can see that we have actually been moving up fairly significantly since we started hearing about this cannabis legalization that we are likely going to be getting at some point this year. Now, obviously, key dates to watch out for Sundial. I'll just finish it off with that. You're going to want to watch out for April 14th, all right? That's the earnings call that we've got for Sundial. You're going to want to watch out for that. You're going to want to watch out for any changes in the short interest, because regardless of whether or not I think these shorts are going to be making money in the long run, I think they're probably going to be losing money. It's entirely possible, and we've seen it before, that shorts can rush into a stock, shorts can temporarily push something down, and that, in my opinion, would actually just be a better buying opportunity. I wouldn't actually be scared out of Sundial stock just because some shorts ended up pushing it down. That would actually indicate it's potentially another buying opportunity, right? Because I think this stock is already a lot cheaper than what we're going to see over the next couple of months. And that's not financial advice. That's just my opinion. I'm not recommending anyone do anything with their money. I'm just letting you guys know what I think. Now, also, you're going to want to watch out for the timing on that cannabis legalization bill, right? That we don't actually know exactly when it's going to be voted on. We're still waiting for the politicians to put in their last couple of words in their last amendments, right? So we're going to see. Obviously, the government can move pretty slowly oftentimes, so hopefully it will happen sooner rather than later. But the good thing is we've got a lot of companies working on this. Amazon is endorsing cannabis legalization, so hopefully there will be some pressure pushing the politicians to work a little bit harder for us. So if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe to the channel. That'd be much appreciated. For the next while, we'll probably be doing little updates like this, where it's a lot of me talking to the camera, not as much on the computer, just while I'm, fixing up this arm right here. That's that's a little injured at the moment, right? Kind of unmovable in this splint/cast. So if you guys appreciate the video, feel free to subscribe once again. And other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.